Good morning. It's eggs this morning. So, as you can see, eggs and butter and a bit of salt. Nothing extravagant, but this is the best food. So I don't have any mince. I've got to go down and collect it. And to be honest, I can't be bothered starting up the car to go and get food. So eggs it is. So lots is going on at the moment, and yeah, it's not really, I'm not going to make any positive comments about Arabs killing Jews on our country, on our land, you know, Jews constantly white erasing us. I mean, they're both white erasing us, but interestingly, the Arabs are very open about outbreeding us, and so are the Indians. So, and the Chinese or the Asians just take everything quietly while pretending they're doing all nice things. And so our men are stupidly marrying Asian non-whites, and our women are stupidly marrying black non-whites, or whatever kind they might be, African or Indian, whichever ones. It's us white erasing our people and being extremely poor examples. And, you know, Stephen says it's okay, whatever kind you are, but the reality is the anti-white genocide, white erasure, is against us only, ever. So you can see it's cooking in that spot there because that's where the flame is. Anyway, yeah, so the white erasure continues. I've written one email to a council to ask them a few questions. One is about whether they have a piece of land I can put a storage container on in a caravan, or have a home to live in. And the other question is, why are they peddling AUD amongst our people, being a foreign debt slavery upon our people? And why are they then charging water fees to people who have their own water, and road fees where in the local area they don't do any road work. There's nothing. What roads are they doing? I mean, the supposed road authority, which isn't an authority, they're just part of the foreign administration. So's the council, to be honest. The road authority, in parentheses, in quotation marks, is responsible for the roads. So, I mean, these councils across this continent are just siphoning off your money for nothing. Well, they're not siphoning off money, they're just siphoning foreign debt payments, and they just keep doing it until the people wake up and stop enslaving their own people into this God-forsaken agreement that our people keep making by participating in it. So I've got an order of silver waiting down at the post office, and I've got to pop down there today, which will be nice. And yeah, so that's a nice dish of 4 eggs with some butter. I think it's about 50 grams of butter. It's quite a bit. But I've been having a lot of trouble because I carb loaded a couple of days ago, and which was stupid, but I wanted a tin and it had biscuits in it, and you know the story. Anyway, so we all have weaknesses. You know, you who's innocent casts the first stone, as they say. So, yeah, so I can now write some letters and put some little silver coins in them and give them out to people. I find it difficult to talk, so maybe handing out things is a bit easier for me. I might be able to talk to them about it and let them see what they think. I don't know. I wish I could have more skills and be better at it, but anyway, like with everything, that egg was not, that didn't take very long. Yeah, so yeah, that's as easy as it is. You can cook with one dish and not have to wash up a whole heap of pots and things. That's a regular gas stove. That's just a camping plate. Very easy, isn't it? So, I mean, if we all did that, I mean, look, like there's 4 jets. You could put 4 plates and cook a meal of 4 and not ever have a pot. So, I've got a bowl that I do this with as well. See the bowl there? That bowl there. And there's a cup. The cup doesn't quite fit, but the bowl does. It fits just inside this spot here, which is nice, just above the heat. I usually do it in a bowl, but I had the plate out and I've just reused it. I haven't washed it, which is really, probably people in the city think that's probably a bit disgusting. But once you heat it to a certain point, it kills off any germs that might be on it. There's a mosquito trying to eat me. Yeah, so what else do I want to say? I'm just going to let that cool down. Look at my mess. It's very messy today. It's messy because I do things and don't clean up necessarily. I've got to put things away. Anyhow, so yeah. And so yeah, people shooting out in a country that's not theirs and having their wars on our land, which is, I'd say absurd, but it's not absurd. It's disgusting and deplorable behaviour. And some of the white men stood up in New South Wales and said, abolish the Jewish lobby, which they've got to be careful what they say. And one of those men said the term rhetorical rape about or to a sitting PM of the administration. And it's worse than unwise, because rhetorical just means a creative suggestion. But when you team up the word creative, pretending that rhetoric doesn't mean anything or means made up, it doesn't mean made up, it means creative, roughly. And so saying rhetorically rape somebody, especially to a woman MP, really is a physical threat. And now that individual, his name's Joel Davis, is saying at some point it will not be rhetorical. What's he getting at? So you got to watch and question yourselves and ask how you behave towards others and the implications of such poor behaviour. And I feel a bit sad that people are finding a race bait thing. And I'll race bait people. Like, I'll say Western countries for Western kind, Asian countries for Asian kind, and African countries for African kind. I'll say that. That's a white positive approach. And remove nons from our countries because they're causing trouble, as you saw with the Bondi Beach thing. So, yeah, it becomes an interesting situation where people reduce it to race. But everybody's doing that. Aboriginals get their way because they're a self-determined race. And you see a lot of white people who are mixed. They're not Aboriginal because they're mixed. And they haven't obeyed the first law of God, which is kind after kind. And you think, These people are so lost. They've got to literally steal our sovereignty as a people and take it as theirs. It's fascinating. And what they're going to do is, well, they don't realise, but they're not going to be preferenced really. What's going to really happen is it's going to be taken from everybody. Because once you remove the sovereign creator of a place, a country, a people, you then support their genocide in whole and total. And erasing our place names, removing us from our homes, displacing us, putting other people there and let them own our stuff, own our homes and rent them back to us, take our resources and sell them back to us as products, etc., etc. What you're actually doing is you're genociding them. Genocide doesn't mean outright just murder, slaughter. It can also mean just white erasing histories, retelling everything so that their lies are that, you know, gaslighting us and all these other things that they do. And so we face a very serious dilemma, and many of us are already destroyed. We're just sitting here living, just sitting here with nothing, you know, no future really. We're just going to have to sit and watch our people self-destruct. And in complete arrogance, I'll say, but ignorance that they're actually foreign debt slaves. And yeah, so it's so superficial. It's so difficult to speak to and to give that the knowledge, and it's a huge burden. So I don't know what I'm getting at. If we didn't have Arabs and Jews in our country, and we didn't have all these non-whites among us, those problems would not exist. And the only way they could have gotten anywhere near this is to just get in under our skin from inside our country and get white people to make decisions that have destroyed us. How have they done that? Well, they've caused individualism, selfish individualism, and an anti-white narrative, and said we have to reduce how many children we have. We have to reduce how many children can be in one house. We, belittling people with plenty of children. There's this really great channel, 23, and You and Me and 23. They got 23 children between them. I think it was 10 from one and 6 from the other, and then they had 8 together. And they're out living off-grid, creating everything themselves, doing bull-breaking job of it. and they're so positive, and just all the children participate. And so they all take a piece of the jobs and chores and house, and everything. And that's over in the Americas, in the USA, I think. And they're an amazing example for our people, and I just admire them. And it brings home this dark reality that, my lineage is, pretty well gone. I mean, our own people cause our own destruction a lot of the time. And a lot of my troubles have been from white people. I'm not vindicating anybody, because non-whites are extremely destructive. I had an African couple, male and female, road rage at me for several kilometres between Braybrook KFC and Sunshine Police Station on Ballarat Road there in Victoria, and pressing their horn because I was going quite slow. But the condition was that there was the sun at a certain height and I couldn't see. So I just went slower, and which is the law. And so, I mean, there's no law on travelling to the conditions, except that you must travel to the conditions. Well, this non-white pair decided to, be anti-white against me and bully me all the way from Braybrook to Sunshine. And then when I said, look, if you don't like the law here, go back to Africa, they used that to get away with the crime of using their horn when it wasn't a situation that required the horn, and road raging someone, and anti-whiteism. And this is what we face in our own country. And Aboriginals do it. I've said before, I was abused by a black Aboriginal in primary school. And that was at Altona Gate Primary School, which was a state school in Victoria, in Altona, near Altona Gate Shopping Centre. It was a few blocks away from there in Altona. So, Altona North, I think. And while that school's been shut, this isn't an individual school thing. This is a systemic, purpose-driven, anti-white regime. And it's all over the place. The people are so stupid. They acknowledge elders past, present and future, etc. But they don't respect our own people, our own elders and our own culture, and so they're just giving it away. So I've written to that council. I'm going to have to write to a couple of other councils. I'm so hungry, I'm hiccuping. Anyway, so yeah, it's already hot, and it's only, what is it now? Just 7:15ish, and it's so hot. And you can see it's beautiful. Magpies are out singing, and we're supposed to have storms, but I don't know if we're going to actually get them. Sometimes it's beautiful like this, and then you get a storm in the afternoon. Anyhow, it's nothing like Melbourne. Totally different, but you do get 0 degrees and less in winter, so I don't know how I'm going to cope in winter, because this is totally off-grid. I'm going to have to get maybe a little kerosene heater or something, or I don't know what I'm going to do. I can build a fire outside, but I don't know. Anyway, so I'm investigating whether I can go into Victoria. It won't be in Melbourne. I don't think I can pay for it. But I need to get my stuff to me somehow. I don't know how to, I don't know. I can ask around and see if anyone will take a container for now. And, yeah, so it's really difficult. Anyway, so it is what it is. So, yeah. Jason Kohne on No White Guilt NWG channel said that when there's a fallout and a fight, it won't be between whites and anybody. It'll be between two non-white groups. And he's quite right. Asians and Africans fight and kill each other in Sunshine, and except for the Indian who slit a white man's throat in the Melbourne CBD, and all the homeless white people in the city. And the Asians that disrespect our people, our culture and everything else, and take over everything with their languages, and basically ostracize us and genocide us in our own country. And this supposed gun attack from Arab to Jew. So it's all non-whites doing this stuff. And they say we're vindicating whites. No, we're not vindicating whites. it wasn't two white fellas standing up shooting into a crowd of Jewish people. Yeah, but it's always, you know, hidden and not open. And all the Islamics are coming out, oh, you know, we don't support that. Well, but you do. And you also tell our people that you're going to outbreed us and take everything and we don't deserve anything and we're bad, and you're trying to say we believe in Jesus, we support Jesus. That's not true. Okay, you don't know the reality. You don't know anything about what the Bible is and what that means and whatever. And it's hilarious because Stephen was saying in the book, in the video Slavery, back on Locust and Honey channel, which is at Locust and Honey 486, is the link thing, that the Bible isn't literal. Literal Bible thing is Zionism. So that means Islam is a Zionist concept. So interesting. And you can't explain to people the difference between Christianity and Christianity. It's been very difficult to do that. And yeah, so I don't know. I don't want to take up so much of your time. I don't want to be idolized. I just want to talk and give you what I can and just be an example of trying to be a people. And you saw that I was in the inner city. Before that, I was sleeping in my car for 6 months, which is that car right there that you can see, in Maribyrnong, while people, non-whites, get to be happy and housed in my own place of nativity. So I'm not there at the moment, but when I was there, it was soul-crushing, just soul-crushing, that this has been done to me and to our people. And they can only crush us from within. They couldn't have got in if we didn't let them. And I didn't even know it was an administration, a foreign administration. I didn't even know that, and it's really hard to deal with this not knowing. Can you imagine how our parents and grandparents feel? That they don't know what the hell is going on. They haven't been told, because under the law in The Hague, they don't have to tell us that we're under foreign military administration and occupation by a foreign force. We don't have to be told. And so they haven't been told. They've just lived lives gently being taken down to hell. And that hell is what they find themselves in now, struggling. It's never been so bad. Except for war times, in which they took our men at first, and then they took our women as well. Because they weren't happy with killing off a majority of our men and maiming our men and all of this. They had to go ahead and, take the women too. And the women are stupid enough to go into it. And so they took women out of the home and utterly destroyed our families for, 40 years. And then expected our families to be okay. But these war injuries in the mind and physically have led to our men being very sick, very abusive, that's too easy of a word, but raping their daughters and getting them pregnant and then forcing them to have abortions. Yeah, that's our own people. Being sinister for all of our lives, gaslighting us for all of our lives, and getting away with it, because people who haven't faced those issues couldn't believe them be possible. And so these war crimes that are being committed against us in our own schools, in our homes, in our everywhere, just white erasing us, genociding us. I wouldn't believe some of the stories I've heard. Like that, what I just said. And I don't want to embarrass people that are living. So, you know, true stories come out, and you've got to just, I don't know, you struggle through, and I don't know why I'm alive anymore. And I didn't say I was going to commit suicide. I just don't have a reason to be here, because it's all been taken away from me. And I know I'm talking about one, but this isn't me. This is many of our people. I went through Melbourne City at 5:30 in the morning, and there were heaps of just homeless people laying in doorways, sleeping in the night time and in the morning. And the police go around and wake them up. I tried to do videos on it. I kept accidentally pressing buttons on my device and not being able to upload, and YouTube's been a pain in the ass. So we've got just, you know, everything's, I don't know what to say. So I should show you what I've been doing. Let me just think where I put my project. I just want to show you one thing that I've been doing, and then I'll get off again and eat my egg. It should be cooled enough. There it is. It should be cooled enough by now. My messy bed. My op shop. Beautiful set of sheets I got from the op shop, and a beautiful soft pillow slip. And you see sunflowers, very bright. I wanted bright, but that's my mess of a bed. But this is what I did the last 2 days. And this is the pattern. Just let me get the pattern out. So that's the pattern there. And someone had done this portion here in all red. But when it was finished, I didn't like it. So I made, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I just used the colours. There's not much left of the green. I couldn't really fill it. I would have preferred this part be a bit more of green, but there wasn't enough. And so there's only that bit of green and that bit of white left, and all this red that I took out. And I would have preferred his hat be a bit taller, but I don't know, I just followed the pattern. The pattern doesn't show how squashed up his head looks. The hat should be really up to there a little bit, I think. But anyway, you know, it's not perfect. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's good enough for an op shop $5 purchase. And yeah, so it's a proper stocking. It's quite heavy because it's a matting. But yeah, that's Latch hook design. How come, you know, they never come out as good as what they show there. Look how clear he is. See how clear he is there, and how clear he is. I suppose it's good enough. Anyway, I don't know. It's okay. Yeah, I just wanted Santa to sort of have an ending, not be infinite red all over. Just look like a head stuck on a bit of red. Or look like he's got a massive boob or something, I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I got up to yesterday and the day before. And that's my porta dunny. That's my camping loo. Anyway, yeah, it's just there for now. Alright, so I got business to attend to. I hope you have a good day, and yeah, thanks.